guys, welcome to Little Big Podcast. This is episode 124.
I'm Austin.
I'm Daniel.
And wow, we have a lot of news to cover this week, but actually we're going to save some of it for a very special episode. More to come on that later, but I guess we're going to go ahead and kick off with our normal things. First up, we have some art. Daniel, you're the one who took all this down. I'm not really familiar with all the drawings, so I get to watch when you guys watch.
All right, first up we have the LBP2 Stars fan art. He doodled up some sack people and different objects from the game. Really cool stuff. And next we have Roberto. He drew a sack boy. It's the one of him sitting on a planet, and it's like one of them from a wallpaper quite a while ago. Tyler, he kind of did like, I guess it's more of a Photoshop job. It was a picture with the LittleBigPlanet in it, and it said LittleBigPodcast, changing LBP one show at a time, which was pretty cool. Next we have Becky. She photoshopped me and Austin's heads onto flying sack people. Next, Inky drew some random colored LittleBigPlanet trees, which are really, really cool. Next, Roberto, I guess this might have been from last week and we missed it, but it was Sackboy Discovers Art, and he was with a palette and a paintbrush. It was really cool looking. Liam took our you can draw some stick figures thing quite literally and drew some stick figures and sent them in. So here are the stick figures of me and Austin. I think he pressed down harder on the Sharpie for me because I look quite a bit fatter, and I don't understand that. No, I'm just kidding. I really do understand that. I get comments about that all the time. Anyway, Zephyr, he drew a Sackboy house, which was pretty cool. Got this last second. And next, we have JK's Snoopy. Last week, we talked about a Snoopy DLC thing with the Dogs Kit, and it didn't happen now that they've officially announced the Dogs Kit, and it's out for download. We'll get to that later. But I don't even know what he used for this. Probably like Maya or something, I was guessing. And it looks really, really cool.
Yeah, so I think what he told us in the email was, you guys dream and we make it a reality, or I make it a reality. So I was just like, wow, that's really cool, because we just mentioned something on the show like, oh, that would be cool if they had like Peanuts DLC, and then he goes and makes this, and I was like, that looks incredible. It's not like he just like cut it out and like threw it on there. I mean, he did a really good
cool
job.
Stuff.
So I think he might be like a secret MM employee or something.
He might be.
I don't know. Okay, and then we actually have one piece of physical art here, and our cousin, I don't know if you can see this too well, maybe not. Our cousin Dominic drew this piece of art for us, I guess maybe a week ago, and so we brought it back home with us, and here it is. We're going to display it on our wall upstairs eventually, so there might be a little bit too much glare.
Really cool stuff. What is it? It's Sackboy and the Collector and the Negativitron. Really cool stuff, and he is obsessed with LittleBigPlanet. Let's just put it that way, and it is crazy. He was like, oh, I'm going to make a costume tutorial, and I'm like, how did he remember how to do all that stuff? Like, he hasn't played a lot, but he knows his stuff for not playing that much. So, good job on that, and thanks for drawing it.
All right, next up we have our levels. The first one that we picked is Honey Factory Fiasco, None of Your Bees Nest by SX Shooky99.
All right, now this was a really, really creative level, and we're going to try to be as in-depth as we can describing this.
Yeah, it was something that you really had to be careful on. Like, if you wanted to go across some of these puzzles, you really had to watch your step and make sure you knew what you were doing, because
now the level footage should be displaying right now.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's a really, really cool level, and you jump around and shoot these honeycomb things on the ceiling, and those will be used to swing.
Yeah, enough with the horrible bee puns. No, you had a Create-nator, and then you had a grappling hook, and you were able to grab the Create-nator, shoot this honeycomb up onto the ceiling that's stuck there, and then you ran back for the grappling hook, and you could kind of swing your way across and through all the stuff in the level. So that was a really neat aspect. One thing that I would have to say that would really improve it is if you could figure out a way to do kind of like some of these RPG levels have done recently, where they've made it so that you could switch on a sackbot just immediately between the power-ups, which would really help kind of with the dynamics of the level, and you could easily change between those. Now, I do have to admit that part of the fun of the level was rushing to go grab the other power-up before the one thing dissolved. So that could be one aspect of the level that the creator just left in there. If not, the RPG style would definitely be something I'd try.
I think it's left in there on purpose because it did make it a lot more fun to shoot it and rush over there and grab the other thing and go. So anyway, next we have two picks from the LBP Central's Community Spotlight. First we have Clockwork Ruins by Holguin86.
This level was absolutely incredible. Once again, a very challenging puzzle level, and it was a lot of fun to play through, a lot of places to die, actually. And one of the coolest parts, and I've seen this done in other levels too, but it had a slow motion trigger. So you were able to pull this switch and everything just kind of fell into slow motion, and you were able to get through some of the harder parts easier once it was about halfway slowed down. So it was very cool. Obviously, they used a global control tool to kind of slow down your gravity to give that more of like a you're actually in slow motion effect to the level. So very cool, and definitely enjoyed that. If you haven't given it a play yet, definitely go do that.
Alright, next we have The Chamber 4 by Jake Puts. Now, I think we featured every single one of this guy's levels.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Okay, maybe not every single one, but a lot of them we've featured.
It's been a while since we featured one of the Chamber levels, but it's back and better than ever. The intro is absolutely incredible. I was a little confused at what to do at first because I couldn't tell where I was, but I guess I was on the regular 3 planes, and it was incredible. He definitely has the hang of some of the glitches and 3D kind of 50 layer things, and it had some very creative kind of puzzles to it. And there was one that's just sticking in my head right now. There were 3 layers, and you had to work your way through them like a maze because he had this tiny little barrier up there that kept you from switching layers. So you had to run all the way across, then switch, come all the way back across, then switch, then go all the way back across. So it was really confusing, but it was fun because it's just like, okay, so it was something that you could easily do, okay, jumping across the little gaps and not getting hit by gas. But at the same time, it was just something really neat because you don't see people doing stuff like that a lot. And it's just fun to mess with just some of the fundamental aspects of the game, I guess, and get you to think in ways that you don't normally have to think in LittleBigPlanet.
Yep. All right, now on to the news. Tomorrow, this is our big announcement for today. Tomorrow we will be having full E3 coverage for everything PlayStation, including Move, PlayStation Vita, the new hardware announced, the new bundles announced. We will cover a lot of the rumors that kind of were spread around through even some of the showreel stuff that was shown. And we will also cover the LittleBigPlanet Vita trailer, which is behind us. We're going to do an in-depth analysis of the trailer. And we will also have a video from Nick DeVita from the Boom trailer for PlayStation. And what was the more recent one? Kevin Butler and Best Buy are Unstoppable.
Yes, which... No,
we spoofed.
We spoofed that one, not the other one.
We didn't
but
spoof the
yeah, he's a really awesome dude. We got in contact with him, knew he was going out to E3 to do some coverage for Best Buy, and so we were like, hey, do you think you could shoot us up some videos? And so he did, and we'll have that coverage for you guys tomorrow. Yes. So be on the lookout for that special E3 kind of mini-sode, I guess.
All right, also some stuff that was leaked just this week from LBP2blog.com. We have Toy Story and Infamous 2 DLC, and they actually have, well, not a picture, I think they had footage of a Toy Story level pack, and it was pretty cool looking. The costumes are very good looking, and the Infamous 2 DLC looks like just a costume. Actually, it's 2 costumes. There's a good and an evil, and then there may even be other costumes, not sure yet, but those were the 2 major things up there. And also the Cats and Dogs DLC was yes, it was launched and is out right now, and it was released June 8th, but LBP2blog.com also knew about that weeks, even maybe a month before it came out. So to get all the preemptive news, you can go to LBP2blog.com, and they will probably have what's coming out next month before anybody else does, which is really cool.
So we have a couple pieces of news from LittleBigPlanet Central, and the first one is the LittleBig Wiki. Now, apparently they bought this out, right?
Yes, and they're telling us, they're like, okay, you've said sometimes that you have no idea about something, and 95% of the stuff we don't know about is on LBP Wiki, so you guys can go to LBP Central and look at LBP Wiki now, and it's pretty cool. It's a big database of stuff, and you can go check that out.
All right, very cool. And then we have a St. Louis LittleBigPlanet community meetup. Now, what they've decided to do is do this event where the community organizes a meetup, and anyone can come who can get there. And so there's going to be a meetup in St. Louis in July, and you can go to LittleBigPlanetCentral.com or I guess it was lbpcentral.com, and there you'll be able to find some stuff on the forums about that meetup. Spaff from Media Molecule is going to be in attendance. A lot of other big name creators. We're looking at trying to get out there. That's not a go for sure, but we might be out there. So that would be pretty cool to meet up with some of you guys. And
actually, all of you guys. It'd be cool to meet up with everybody, but I don't think that's.
So if you can get out to St. Louis, then definitely let them know. And I think there's an RSVP. It's being held at a hotel there, which they've rented out the I guess the convention area of the hotel for that.
And they're saying that if you are coming, please bring your own PS3 and TV if possible, like monitor or something like that size. And you can also bring your own copy of the game, and it'll be pretty cool, it looks like. So you can go there, check out all the information, RSVP, all that good stuff.
Okay, so as we mentioned before in our E3 coverage, we're going to be doing an in-depth trailer analysis of this trailer that's been playing behind us the entire show.
Yeah, some really interesting stuff in that trailer that you may not have noticed just watching it the first time. And I guess that's all the news we have.
Yeah,
and
I do have some fellow graduates that I want to give shout-outs to. One is to Lance Holmes, who I know in person, another to Shane Dinan, and then this other one to a viewer, Brian Nicodemus.
He wrote in, he was like, hey, can I get a shout-out? I'm graduating. And I'm like, sure, go ahead. And we gave him a shout-out.
Class of 2011.
Class of 2013. One day, we're going to graduate.
Okay,
maybe.
So once again, thanks for tuning in. Sorry about all the noise. We have an insane thunderstorm going on right now. If you could hear any of it, I'm sure you probably could. I don't know. And let's see, E3 coverage we're going to have tomorrow. This episode obviously might be the actual same day since it's already like whatever time it is now.
It's going to be late.
And yeah, so sorry about all that. And we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget, it's our Q&A special. We're going to have something really big for you guys. Go ahead and start sending in those questions.
Any questions you have about Move, LittleBigPlanet Vita, cheesecake, we really don't care. Just send in all the questions because we will be able to get 95 to 100% of those answered.
Right, so just send in all of those. Anything you want to know about the PlayStation Move Pack or the LittleBigPlanet Vita game, we'll definitely have answers for you next week. So we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Bye.